having a crisis. It was the strangest thing, and I couldn't stop crying. There were a few other weird things. You see, I was wearing a yarmulke and a nightgown for one, and then there were my hands. They were red, and they were raw, and they were wrapped in plastic baggies. My lip was split. There were paper towels under my feet, and weirdest of all, everything that I owned seemed to be in the washing machine. Whites and colors, clothes and shoes, backpacks and barrettes. All jumbled together. Huh. My father examined the permanent press.
So, you want to tell me what's going on here?
Well, isn't it obvious? The fumes from the bacon that my sister had microwaved for dessert had tainted everything that I owned. So now, well, now it all had to be washed. I don't know. Helen Keller once said, although this world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming it. Jennifer has obsessive-compulsive disorder. She struggles daily with her habits. Coping with an inherent disorder can be frustrating, but if you put your mind to it and not run away from your problems, they can be conquered. Devil in the Details, Scenes from an Obsessive Girlhood, a memoir by Jennifer Train. Later, we would learn that what had happened was a strange condition called scrupulosity, a hyper-religious form of obsessive-compulsive disorder. You see, this disease manifested itself in many ways. But they were always embarrassing. But hey, it was 1982. You see, we didn't really know what this was or where it had come from. Well, first there was the fact that I couldn't stop rearranging coasters. My parents didn't really think it was anything worth treating. Sometimes I had to drop to my knees and pray. In the middle of a student council meeting, I had to hide under the bleachers and chant psalms. And then I realized, no, I wasn't washing. You see, I was purifying. Now my rituals were, well, exactly that. Rituals. You know, every mental disorder has its pros and its cons. But for all-around appeal, you can't beat OCD. It's not as colorful as multiple personality disorder or as exhilarating as bipolarity. But for consistent amusement, it's your best bet. Sure, we do crazy things. We know they're crazy. Like tapping the bookcase. Tapping the bookcase meant that everything was going to be okay. Tapping the bookcase meant my family wouldn't die. So I tapped the bookcase, and guess what? My family didn't die. But soon, it was our differences that multiplied and magnified. My life had quickly mutated from this healthy, positive lifestyle into a crazy, obsessive freak show. Drugs, my parents insisted. Let's just get her on drugs. We battled with this for weeks until one day My mother found me in the bathroom. I was holding my nightgown by the hem so I could form an apron and fill it with water. I think I was worried that an insect may have touched it while I wasn't looking. Mom? She said, don't. And I let the water flow all over the hem and all over the sink. And I knew she was right. I knew she was right, but it simply hadn't occurred to me that I could do anything else. Having an obsessive compulsive impulse, it's like standing on red hot coals because every cell in your body is screaming for you to jump off. Help me jump off. And then I realized I am the one who has to take a step forward, and then tomorrow I would inch forward some more, but right now, it was just a faucet. Just a simple twist to the right. And I did it. I turned the water off. And after the faucet, there were signs I was getting better. But for every 3 steps forward, there were 2 taps and a shoulder tick back. But there were steps forward. I could wear leather shoes without feeling compelled to avoid dairy afterward. I could take out the trash without having to change into a plastic smock first. I could watch television and college. That was a new start. And personally, yeah, I was a little nervous, but hey, no one at college knew how crazy I'd been. So, after several hours of ordering my father around, no, not there, but there. Things were finally the way I wanted them. Finally.